Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video where we give our thoughts. We got two topics for this one. First one, we're going to give our thoughts on Denai Gurira, who of course plays Michonne from the Walking Dead television series, being offered a couple new parts. Does this mean she may be leaving The Walking Dead also? And then second, regarding Talking Dead, we now have official confirmation that Yvette Nicole Brown will in fact replace Chris Hardwick. And I'll put the links to both of these in the description for you guys below, so you can go ahead and check them out. And be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below on what you think about both of these. So the first one comes from Forbes, and it's regarding Denai Gurira and some of the different parts she's in talks for now. Of course, she's still alive in The Walking Dead as Michonne, so we're going to have to see how the whole thing works out. But, I mean, she has been there for the last couple seasons while she's been doing other projects like Black Panther and all the other, stuff that she's done over the years. There was a Tupac movie, and I haven't seen it, but that kind of stuff that she's had over time. So it is possible she might be able to do both of these while also doing The Walking Dead as well too. But we're seeing a huge trend, I think, right now with The Walking Dead, where it's just that you have a lot of the cast members from the series are being offered, a lot of these other parts and other things, and some of their contracts are coming due for the Walking Dead television series, depending on when they signed on and when they appeared in the series. I mean, Michonne's been in the series since it's the third season, because at the end of the second season, when she first kind of appeared, it wasn't actually her, it wasn't the actress, it was just kind of a fill-in type of deal until she was actually cast for season 3, I suppose. Would have been her first season where she actually played the part and everything like that. So this one is really crazy, man. Again, because it's like is everybody gonna leave? Like, you just don't know. I hope she'd be able to still do The Walking Dead, at least part of it, and then also kind of do some of these other projects, which would be really good. But the problem with the one, which is so the first one's Godzilla versus King Kong, which could be a movie, a cinematic universe, but then the other one is Star Trek. And there was, of course, Sonequa Martin-Green, who played Sasha, who actually tried out for Michonne as well, too, but didn't get it, so they created the role of Sasha for her instead. She actually did go to Star Trek, right? So she was in Discovery. And then this one here for Denai Gurira is in talks for a role in the next Star Trek movie. So, in terms of what role that would be in the movie, we don't know. We don't know if it's a starring role. We don't know what that looks like, and if she'd be able to do The Walking Dead at the same time. You'd like to think so, but the problem is, and this is a big issue, I think, with Walking Dead television series right now, and we'll have to see what they do about this, where you have more and more of those A-list cast members are being scouted or used for other things right outside of The Walking Dead. So they're getting more opportunities because of the exposure they got during the series of The Walking Dead, and also because they've been able to show their talents. Because all eyes have been on The Walking Dead for the last few years, less than a couple years ago, but the series became one of the biggest series in the history of TV. So everybody who's prominent in that, every prominent character, all of the actors for them are going to be seen by a lot of people, and of course it's going to help them get other parts as well too if they want to. Some of those parts may be more lucrative than just kind of doing the regular TV series and that kind of thing. So we'll have to see what continues with this, but they have already kind of worked around things for her already in the TV series. So, for a little while she's done the other projects. So it might be tricky to kind of continue to do that if she keeps getting different movie roles and things like that. It's going to be tricky. But, it's really crazy with the series right now going into season 9. It's like, is everybody going to leave? Is she going to leave too? If that's the case, I mean, it's just going to be really crazy, man. So who knows what the hell's going to happen with the series now. I mean, you do need, I think, to have at least, a few of your top A-list characters there. I mean, if you have all of your kind of A-list characters leave after, if it is in fact true that Andrew Lincoln's going to leave and that Rick is going to leave, it's going to be really tough for them, I think, and Angela Kang, especially as new showrunner, to have to kind of helm the whole series and figure out what the hell they're going to do when you have all these people that are like, hashtag victim of its own success, right? I mean, absolutely. You get all these lawsuits that have come out for the series, and then, a lot of the people kind of leaving or wanting to go do other things for one reason or another. But when you have that many people watching it, it's like an advertisement for all of the cast members involved and people who are involved with it to add to that resume. And then if they go look for something else, they might be able to beat even what they're getting in Walking Dead doing movies or something, right? So crazy stuff, man. So let's hope, fingers crossed. But the thing is too, is if Rick was killed off or if Rick leaves, she of course is the love interest for him. Someone's going to have to fill in this void. If it's going to be Daryl, okay, fine. But then where does that put her? Because he's gone and she was a love interest for that. So, strong female on her own, I guess you could do that with her. That would be pretty easy to do with Denai. But man, it's just tricky to see. And Angela Kang did comment on it just a little bit at the end of that interview we covered a couple days ago. So man, that's crazy stuff. So leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. It's like, damn it, who else is going to leave now? It's like, wow, crazy. So the other one about Yvette Nicole Brown temporarily replacing Chris Hardwick while they investigate further whatever what happened before. To be honest, like I don't know, man. You can't. I guess you can't say that it doesn't sound legitimate at all. But when the more I kind of heard what the fan kind of feedback was from that, and the more I heard from you guys, most people are of the opinion that they can't really see him doing that. So it's kind of crazy to hear. But who knows? You don't know for sure. So there, I guess AMC's investigating and finding out if there's any truth to it at all or whatever. You'd think they would have already finished doing that at this point, but I don't know. I guess not. At least for a little while. They're going to have Yvette Nicole Brown take over the after show for The Walking Dead, and probably most likely we're looking at Fear the Walking Dead here, because she's going to be it says here that she's going to be doing Fear the Walking Dead on or Fear the Talking Dead, or Talking Dead for Fear the Walking Dead on August 12th, right? So she's going to take over that for now, and also doing the Comic-Con, which will be Friday this week, I think. For this year, while they still kind of figure out what they're going to do about that. So I still do think they'll probably at some point switch back, but I mean, who knows? Chris Hardwick's had a great run. I mean, literally they started Talking Dead in season 2. So, he's been part of that all the way since then up until now. So that's like 8 pretty much. And then there was the other shows as well, like Fear the Walking Dead they were doing 4. So, Talking Dead was on even more than either series, right? Because it was covering both. And then there was, for Breaking Bad, they did one. And Better Call Saul, they've done some. So they've done a lot of that. So he's gotten a lot of work over the years with that. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe they will reinstate him. There is a kind of a poll, which I'll link to as well, or a petition where you can sign if you want to. For it. I mean, I don't know how that's going to affect Talking Dead, if it's going to be, better for the series to have a fresh face, or if it's going to be worse because people are used to seeing Chris Hardwick for that, and how they're going to respond to that, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it looks like they're at least going to do that for now, and then after that, we'll see going forward. As far as the petition for me, I mean, it doesn't really matter to me whoever they have host Talking Dead. Also, because with everything, all the developments of The Walking Dead the last couple months, I mean, it's really crazy. I mean, to even say, like, if he has to go find something else to do, then okay, he's got to go find something else to do. Because to be honest, I mean, you have so many people leaving The Walking Dead. You have so much stuff happening with Walking Dead right now. It's like, who knows how much longer it's naturally going to last anyway. Maybe a couple years, maybe 3 or 4, but who knows, man? If they have everybody kind of leave, then it's like, who's left to star in the show, and are the fans going to, it's like 4 years from now, probably the most common saying is going to be, I love The Walking Dead right up until they killed Rick, and then after Rick died, I stopped watching or something. It's like that's probably going to be the future comment from just about anybody in about like 4 or 5 years. Oh yeah, I used to like that show, and then they did that, and then I stopped watching, right? Like that's probably going to be the most common comment about the series later on, which is kind of unfortunate that's probably what it's fated with becoming, is that awesome series that was good up until the 9th season when everything went to hell and all the great characters left or were killed off, right? It's like crazy. So yeah, we'll do a few questions for today, as part of a Q&A. I didn't make a video for you guys yesterday. Apologies for that. Just got backed up with everything I was doing. Had to cut the grass and stuff like that. I didn't get a chance. But Bobo said, Trev, you're always so positive about everything. And, I don't know if I've been that positive lately about the show. I try to stay as positive as I can be. But, when stuff's happening like that, we can't be so positive that we're totally ignorant of reality, Obviously, the show's going to have a lot of challenges in the next year or two. Hopefully, it can continue on. That's what, I'd like to see it continue on. But if at the same time it continues on, but there's none of our favorites still in the series, then it's like, well, damn, dude, that's crazy too. So I'll try to continue to keep it as positive as I can for you guys. But also, what's happening is what's happening. So it's what it is. Johnny Boy 97 says, hey, Trev, what are you looking forward to the most in the new Season 9 trailer that will be shown at SDCC? Well, to try to get what I'm looking forward to the most this weekend to find out from SDCC is I want to kind of see from the trailer if there are any hints at all that we're looking at kind of the end for Rick, of course, and anything to substantiate everything that's been going on recently with all the information. If they show us Shane, if they show us, who knows, I don't know, something with Rick being in danger or something. Something else, that's kind of or something to do with the Commonwealth, just to get some kind of idea or direction is what I'm looking forward to most of where they're going with this. Is it going to be the Whisperers? Are they skipping the Whisperers and going straight to Commonwealth to use that as some kind of way of having the people that are leaving kind of go off screen and kind of leave in that way and then have it follow others and then maybe they could come back later. Just how this whole thing is going to work together, how they're going to be able to do this is what I'm looking forward to most, so I can get a good understanding here of how this is going to go. That's really for me what I'm looking forward to most. So it's not really necessarily certain plot points like for Whispers versus Commonwealth, just to try to get an understanding or something that we can examine right in the trailer, do a breakdown on that kind of thing, review, and try to understand what we're most likely going to be seeing and who is going to be the most focused in that trailer. Now, usually the trailers for each season mainly cover definitely the first half of the season. You'd almost never see in a trailer content from the second half, but from the first maybe quarter of the season or episode 5 or 6, maybe some scenes from that. So that's what I'm looking forward to most, is to try to get an idea of what this is going to look like and if there's any hints at all on Rick's fate or the others or whatever. We'll see, man. And let's see. Last one will be for today from JMH79, who says they've done a horrible job with the timeline. It's felt like 5 years to me. Plus, Carl was, 8 years old in Season 1? Yeah, that's true, man. The way kind of the timeline has gone through. I did a timeline video for Fear last week explaining the timeline for Fear the Walking Dead, how it matches up with Morgan and everything like that. There's going to be another time skip in the original Walking Dead series, which puts it even more years ahead. So it's more like around probably 4.5 or 5 years, something like that. The timeline has never really made sense to me. I always felt like it was longer than it actually was supposed to be. And then what we'll do is probably tomorrow we'll give our thoughts on this possibility. Some people have commented on the possibility of a second time skip this season. Oh man, that would be nuts. So you go 2 years ahead and then you skip even ahead from that. See, it runs into the danger of becoming kind of like just too hard to follow or difficult to do if you go too far ahead. I feel like Fear the Walking Dead kind of did that, and they worked it out pretty good. It wasn't horrible to see such a big time skip. They kind of explained it with the stadium. But for the original Walking Dead series, I don't really want to see it go that far ahead. I thought 2 years made sense, and then there'd be enough story to continue from there. But we'll see how this whole thing works out, and hopefully Comic-Con this Friday will give us some idea. But I'll have another video for you guys probably tomorrow or the next day, and we'll give our thoughts on this whole idea of a second possible time skip. Because personally, I'm not really a fan of that. 2 years is enough of a time skip. You don't need to skip ahead 2 years, have something happen, and then skip ahead further. That would just be kind of like, what the hell? So I guess we'll leave it there for today, guys. Let me know what you think. Talking Dead info on new host, and then also, us giving our thoughts on the possibility of Denai Gurira leaving and what they would do with Michonne and just what the hell's going to happen with the series overall. So write down your predictions in the comments below. Where do you guys see this whole thing going? Like all this craziness the last couple of months, where do you see this going? I'd really like to get some understanding. Hopefully this week we'll get it with Comic-Con, but I almost think there's so many questions. There's no way the trailer is going to, start to answer those. We're probably just going to get even more questions, which is going to be frustrating. It's going to be like the who did Negan kill situation leading up to season 7, except this one leading up to season 9 and finding out they're just going to kill everybody. It's like, what the hell? So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. And if you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can subscribe to the bottom left if you're new. And that's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.